Alright guys, Mark Crossfield here, more swings coming at you from my golf app. I like this one, it's a stance issue which creates maybe impact issues. Always work from impact back, but you can see how it relates to this guy's stance, what people call the fundamentals. I don't like that word, but I think you know what I mean. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, interesting swing here. Is this not the widest stance you've ever seen? That is one wide stance. So in a golf swing, you need a stance that's going to give you some stability, maybe some kind of a means to move dynamically and aggressively, but still stand up. So this might be harder than say here, but you can take that too far. You can stand too wide, then you lose mobility. You have stability, but you now might not be able to move dynamically as creatively as well as you need to apply a decent impact. So for me, from this side on camera, and obviously it's a side on camera 2D, but what I see a lot when people come with these kind of movements is from such a wide stance, this player struggles to move over that left side enough to be able to move path more to target, slightly left or even to the right. So get the path somewhere not too left. What they do is they turn aggressively, but from such a wide stance, it's from a long way behind the ball, which is then moving path as it looks on 2D camera. And if it's not in this guy, I see it a lot with lessons, a long way left. So it shows you how getting the stance wrong, not there's a right and wrong, or say getting the stance in a certain way might encourage certain movements that might discourage certain club deliveries. It's got to be worked back to delivery though. If I've got somebody who comes to me with a wide stance and they deliver the club really well and they're playing to a decent standard, but want maybe a different shape or whatever they want, we'll work from that impact back, and if the stance needs to change, we'll change it, and if it doesn't, we won't. So try not to be black and white with stance and posture and grip. You've got to be a little bit more creative with your thinking. But for me, standing that wide and looking like you're literally turning around right leg, swinging left, is going to cause you some problems. So look, what you need to try and do is get your stance a little bit more shoulder width. Maybe think of kind of like the middle part of your 2 feet, a bit more shoulder width for you, so it'll feel much more narrow. Downswing, I want you still to rotate like you're doing, but I want you to feel like you are moving your pressure onto that left foot, so which do you feel like you're moving your weight over onto that left side before you turn through as aggressively as you do. That will definitely encourage path to push more out towards target, which probably will take some of that curvature off the ball. I mean, for me, from such a wide stance, I can do the desired movement, but I have to really work hard, and I have to be aware that it's encouraging more the movement you're doing. It is from there, it's encouraging more of a leftward path for me. So I have to consciously try and fix it. So because I'm aware of my delivery from that wide stance, I can deal with it. For you, you're probably not, so you're just doing what that stance encourages, which is definitely a big, heavy leftward path. Narrower stance, a little bit more shoulder width. I get lots of messages, can you tell me the right width for stance for a 7-iron? Can you tell me the right width for stance for a driver? It's not as black and white as that, guys. I can show you world-class players, you might stand here, some a bit wider. It's about getting it functional and worked into your impact delivery. So you've got to know what your delivery is around first, and then work that setup around it. That's why there's no standard grips, no standard postures. Montgomery here, Justin Rose here, Dustin Johnson's grip to Lazabal's grip. Lazabal's won more majors than Dustin Johnson. You know, there's no fundamental. The only fundamental is delivery has to be sensible. Collision has to be sensible, and you need to work your setup around that. Definitely for you, narrow stance and feeling like you're moving your pressure over onto that left side. Feel like you have a bump to the left with your left hip, or with both of your hips, or your whole pelvis. Trying to keep your kind of head behind the ball, get a little bit of spine axis tilt, a little bit behind the ball, but bump to the left. I think from a narrow stance might help you control path to not be so leftward. Hope that helps. Post comments down below. Thank you for buying the app. Thanks for sending the swing. As always, speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for loads more videos. Find me on Instagram at Crossfield Mark. Also on Twitter at 4golfonline. Find me on Facebook, Mark Crossfield. Thanks for watching. Post comments as always, and see you soon.